and welcome to episode 40 of the Nonsense Review. I'm your host as ever, Devon, and joining me is Rick.
Hello everybody.
If you're new to the podcast, what we like to do is, before we actually get into the meat of the review, we like to briefly discuss what we've been doing with our weeks and the general goings-on in the universe sometimes. So to that end, Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
Well, I am back from being poorly, is the main thing that's happened to me, but the thing that's happened out in the wide world is that Shin Megami Tensei 5 came out, and that's something I think you're going to be able to talk a little bit more about.
SMT5 did come out. It came out last Friday. I've been playing it pretty religiously, shall I say.
Yeah.
I've been playing it with the couple hours I have free before work, and then when I get home from work, I'm tired, and therefore play mindless games like Stardew. So it's mostly been a morning activity. A mutual friend of ours has also picked this up, and I'm genuinely surprised, but in a good way, with how much they've actually gotten into it.
Yeah.
That this friend of ours has a tendency to throw themselves into games, and through no fault of their own, they tend to rush things. He's not rushing SMT, but he is doing it a lot quicker than I am. SMT is a long fucking game at the best of times, and basically, I don't want to get burnt out, because these types of games are marathons, they're not sprints. If you enjoy playing these games as if they are sprints, not knocking you, that's fine. If that's how you enjoy content, that's all well and good. If I do nothing but one thing, I have a bad habit of being like, I'm bored.
Yeah. Well, the other problem with things like that is if you sprint so hard sometimes, a lot of the time you just burn out and then just don't finish the game. I've done the same thing with like 3 or 4 Pokemon ROM hacks recently, just been completely unable to finish it just because I'm like, oh, I've done nearly everything in this, I'm so bored.
That's valid. Also, I'm a fan of SMT in general. The way I play SMT games is I do every single side quest.
Yeah, to the best of your ability. Like, a lot of side quests are mutually exclusive, aren't they?
Yeah, in fact, SMT does this really annoying thing where, because the side quests are usually, go kill this guy. When you get to that guy, do you want to fight this guy or do you want to talk to him? You talk to the guy and he goes, oh, they fucking lied to you, bro. No, they're the bad one. And the problem is, there's no actual way of finding out who's telling the truth or not. It's one person's word against the other. So
a lot of the time, it's just which one do you like, which one aligns more with your worldview.
Well, that's the problem, because it's not even about worldview, because most of the time it's just like, I want to go over there, but he's stopping me. You go talk to the dude who's stopping them. I'm stopping them because they're going to murder people. But you can't confirm or deny that. So what happens is, the way I usually handle those quests is, I just tend to side with whoever I spoke to first. Therefore removing most of the moral conundrum.
Because you're at the second person by the time you get told.
It's really fucking stupid sometimes, because apart from the first time they do it in SMT5, the person is like literally over there and you can see them. But you know, it's a weird one. It also depends a bit on how you're playing the game as well, because if you're playing a lawful playthrough, you're gonna side with the lawful demons. If you're playing a chaotic playthrough, you're probably gonna side with the chaotic demons. Although I tend to be as neutral as possible because I can't make decisions.
And also, we learned from SMT4 that the neutral playthrough is actually very rewarding sometimes.
In SMT4, you had a very clear defined, this guy is chaos and this guy is law. You do his things, you're going to be on the law side. You do this guy's things, you're on the chaos side. Tell them both to fuck off and you're neutral. At the moment, while there's been a couple of decisions your character can make, such as with certain side quests and with dialogue choices, there's no overt chaos and law side. That said, I'm only in like part 2, as it were. I'm using quotes because that's just how I've arbitrarily decided to define it. I don't know how many parts are in the game, but I'm in the second bit of the overworld, as it were, so therefore I'm counting that as part 2.
Sure. I've not gotten to the main game yet. I'm still in the Japanese part, where if you don't give yourself a Japanese name, you look really, really out of place.
My name's Garland.
Yeah.
But my surname's Nakamura, and because they use surnames more often than not, it doesn't sound weird.
I call myself Tamanegi Tamago, which means onion egg.
You really do like to do the fucking Toriyama naming convention, don't you?
Yeah. When I was making up a name for Persona 5, it took me ages to pick up a Japanese-sounding name, so I ended up with Imuyami Zetsubo, which was Dark Potato Despair.
But yeah, I could gush about SMT all day, but seeing as we've got a podcast lined up for it at some point, I'm going to draw a line under it there. Like, the changes they've made are good, and the game is fun, and I can't wait to beat it.
Yeah.
But yes, other goings-on in the wider universe, and I'm surprised you didn't bring this up. The new No Way Home trailer dropped.
Yes, it did.
Did you watch it?
Yes. I've seen the other villain that shows up in it, and I've seen the wham line from one of the villains that was revealed earlier in it.
Yeah, that's probably the most exciting part of the trailer.
Yeah.
Although you say other villain, there's 5 of them we've seen so far.
Okay. The one that I really mean is the Gobbo, which we kind of knew from the poster anyway.
From the first trailer we saw Gobbo.
Did we actually see the Gobbo?
No, but we heard him laugh and we saw the Goblin Bomb, and there's no way they're going to drop that if the Goblin's not in it.
But yeah, we definitely saw it on the poster as well, and yeah, now we got the line that you're fighting ghosts, all of these are fated to die fighting Spider-Man, and Dr. Octagonopus goes, "You're not Peter Parker."
Yeah. It's one of those weird things where it's been rumoured for ages, but I don't even think it's a rumour anymore. It's got to be a thing. We're gonna see Toby and Andrew.
Yeah, so here's the thing. There's a rumour that Tom Holland isn't going to be Spider-Man anymore afterwards.
That's ridiculous. They just signed a contract for 3 more films.
Okay, I don't know when this was. Up until the last couple of weeks, there have been rumours that he wasn't going to be the next Spider-Man, that he's already training his next successor.
But I don't buy that at all.
It's also possible that they mean on the animation side because they don't want to pay him to be a voice actor.
He doesn't need to be the VA. They've got so many VAs for Spider-Man, it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, totally. It's fine to have different voice actors for those characters in different media.
Back to the trailer, though. The interesting thing about Octopus's line of everyone being a ghost and then Strange revealing everyone's fated to die fighting Spider-Man, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard the studio say there's going to be 6 villains, which means there's meant to be another character that allegedly got killed fighting Spider-Man. And my brain is whirring, and I'm like, well, we haven't had one for Holland yet, so wouldn't it be pretty interesting if Gyllenhaal reprised Mysterio for a bit?
Well, it's either going to be Gyllenhaal or it's going to be... Oh, no, the Vulture didn't die, did he?
Nah, he's in prison.
Yeah, he's in prison. So yeah, it'd have to be Gyllenhaal.
I can't think of anyone else who died in Spider-Man films. I didn't watch the Andrew Garfield films, like straight up, just didn't, so I don't know about that. The last thing I want to talk about regarding the trailer anyway is, are they going to actually Gwen Stacy the new MJ?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because one of the fan theories that someone's putting out, which I kind of adore, is apparently that shot is almost identical to the one in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
And the Garfield Spider-Man rescues her.
That's what the theory goes like. That would be actually pretty fucking awesome. That'd be a nice moment in the film.
Or a Gwen Spider-Man saves her.
I'm sure plenty of people will flip their shit if Spider-Gwen turned up, but I think that's setting the bar too far out of the realms of what should be expected. I think Garfield making the save is much more believable.
Yeah. I didn't see the trailer in full analysis mode. Did Venom show up in that?
No.
Okay, so he might be the 6th one. It puts a Venom into the MCU so that other Venom has a precedent to work against for proving that he's a face.
I get what you're saying, but that then gives Tobey Maguire, what's that, 3 villains?
True, but he had 3 films.
Okay, but then you got no Tom Holland, guys. I'm just saying it would be pretty unbalanced that, hey, here's 6 villains, 3 of them are from Tobey.
Unless you're not counting Sandman as a villain, because he really kind of isn't.
Yeah, but in this film he clearly is.
Okay.
You've seen the trailer, at the end, he's joined the bad guys.
Sure.
Dude, sorry, last thing I want to mention, they've given fucking Electro his classic mask in the coolest way possible.
Oh?
It's on screen for a split second. I say split second, like, you blink and you miss it.
I probably blinked and missed it.
Electro's charging up his electrical powers, and his mask is formed out of electric sparks.
Okay.
She looks really cool, which is great because that mask looks fucking dumb in every other fucking incarnation.
Man, it doesn't help that there's 2 fucking electric-type Spider-Man villains with Shocker and Electro.
Shocker's not electro, it's vibrations.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, Shocker causes shockwaves.
Okay.
It's got nothing to do with electricity.
Fair enough.
The name is kind of implies it though, so I get where you're coming from.
It's because of fucking Pokemon and Thundershock.
Fair enough, man, fair enough. Like I said, I'm not going to hold it against anyone for thinking that. So I suppose I should ask you, Rick, what the hell are we doing today?
Today, we are looking at Adventure Beast. It cropped up a couple of weeks ago on Netflix. I've already seen this because I wasn't expecting to look at it on Nonsense Review. So if you'd like to go along with us at home, it's Adventure Beast on Netflix, and it's 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yeah, when you described this to me, you said it was like the Wild Thornberrys, but adult.
Yeah, kind of. So, that's the best that I could think of, but you know, there's no animal companion as such, but it is out in the wild.
I get you, man. Okay, so we're starting in Africa.
I
didn't know that was where Ethiopia is, not going to lie. I mean, I knew it was in Africa, I didn't know it was in that part of Africa. Okay, rather annoyingly, you know the little fucking bar that has your pause and your skip and stuff? It's not going away.
Oh boy.
So I've just got that on my screen. I usually get rid of it by pressing pause and play, but that's not going to work because we're doing a live react.
I apologise.
Wow, that's a good counterpoint. Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, been elbow deep in a zebra's anus. Yeah, BTG is basically the main character, but he's also kind of like a force of nature.
I wasn't talking about the anus thing, I meant swallowing the wasp.
Oh, okay.
That's a dumb thing to do.
He's a dumb person.
Okay, so that explains the characters perfectly then. This person's been dragged on these before, therefore he is rightfully nervous. And this character's not done fuck all and therefore is optimistic and joyful.
Yeah. Like, it also shows another reason why he's nervous. He's had other assistants.
Oh. You're having a war, there's a war zone in Cambodia and you're choosing to operate on a tiger. Oh.
Oh, and a bandage and an injection just works, apparently. After removing a bullet.
It's a cartoon and they can't be asked to show a whole operation.
He just stabs himself with a fucking...
I can't. How?
What, he's the only decent a cappella?
No, I meant, like, if he's your best paratrooper, how can he be your best paratrooper if he keeps fucking around?
Well, probably because they have a pretty low bar.
I do like the logo.
Yeah. It's a pretty nice stylized logo, at least.
Mm-hmm. It's a tranquilizer gun, for fuck's sake.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good rule one, though. Like, if you need a gun to feel safe, then you're not safe. And you shouldn't be here.
It seems to be implied that they didn't have much of a choice about coming along, though.
Well, I think they had a choice about coming along, but they didn't have a choice about how dangerous it ends up being.
Hmm.
Like, I think they're both his nieces and nephews. But normally his...
Why?
Yeah, like... Oh, he's looking for anal parasites.
Ugh.
Fucking Mahjong.
The one thing FF14 players and Yakuza players have in common is not having a clue on how Mahjong works.
Yep. There's even an entire quest trying to explain it to me. I'm like, fucking no idea.
Like, I kind of get it sometimes, but most of the time I fucking don't.
About 15 years ago, yeah, there was an actual full game, all about it and how to play it and all that, and it introduced individual concepts as bite-sized chunks, but like even then, it wasn't very good. Like, I'm sure it's incredibly rewarding.
I think you got to be the type of person who likes puzzles.
Yeah.
That's fucking gross. Is this show reliant on gross humour?
A little bit. It's more on the outlandishness of the random shit that BTG goes through and doesn't die.
He just... Yeah, that's just disrespectful.
I mean, if you got the stuff, you might as well, but, you know, it is a bit disrespectful.
I don't know, man. If that dude had a family, they might have appreciated you bringing back whatever little remained of him.
Yeah. But if it's not at least half a torso,
Okay,
you might
but
as well be nothing.
and no, well, I don't know. If there's a sentimental connection between you and the person, anything is significant, potentially at least.
Fair enough, fair enough.
This is why you don't dress up as an ostrich in the wild, kids.
Yep, yep.
Very clever. How old is he? Is like the other kid? It must be at least 18. Well, because he can drive, but also because he's been his assistant for 10 years apparently.
Yeah, I think he's like in his 20s.
Well, like, if 10 years ago he was getting college credit, then he must be at least like late 20s, like 28-ish.
Yeah, yeah. And I think Bonnie's also like 18, 19, 20.
Right. That's so fucking dangerous.
Yep, yep. He's answering the banana.
I think you're slightly ahead of me.
I don't know why either, because mine did actually freeze a little bit at the beginning. I can do my best to try and sync with you.
I'm actually surprised at how detailed that was with the parasites, because I've seen nature documentaries where, cows look like they're just covered in white dots because there's so many fucking weird shit on them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The little bugs that the egret eat. You get it with a lot of animals as well, where it's a bird just cleans the animal because it's just covered in shit.
Mm-hmm. I'm really not a fan of this at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this dude has done plenty of drugs.
Yep. Like the entire reason he's probably half invincible is probably because of drugs.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, she's got good reflexes at least.
Yeah, but so's the other guy somehow.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like, it's weird. Like, we've seen that she is physically capable because she's fucking fought crocodiles in the water, which is a bad idea. So yeah, of course she's physically inclined. But how the fuck did he make it out?
Well, I think he's got the coward reflexes.
Okay, but it kind of detracts from, her abilities. In my opinion.
Yeah, she's got active ones, he's got reflexive ones. Or reactive ones, sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the steering wheel was snapped off in such a way that it looked like it impaled him right in the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, this is just silly now.
Mm-hmm.
It was silly before now, but it's just...
Yeah, the entire thing, as far as I can tell, is how much shit can he go through that would obviously kill him?
Oh, I can't do
somehow
this.
Doesn't. It's okay, half the spiders don't have the legs attached.
I don't care. And she's being eaten. Yeah. Oh, I can't. I don't like.
Well, he's got an entire spade in his beard.
Oh, How? 'Cause cartoon. That's how. Fuck.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes they just use cartoon physics as a way to get around why it wouldn't work.
Why is he called BDG?
Those are his initials. It's something like Bardrick T. Grieve.
Ah.
Except it's not Bardrick because he refuses to be a Bardrick, but... But also Bonnie's initials are BTG, which was a plot point a moment ago when he asked her to sign his paychecks.
I don't remember that happening. If that happened during this episode, then fuck.
Yeah. It was when they thought he died, and Dietrich goes, "Oh yeah, you're the new BTG."
I'm not really saying much because there's not much to say.
Yeah, like a lot of it is just action scenes where not a lot is actually happening.
Yeah, okay, that was kind of funny. I'm a fan of slapstick, but most of this hasn't been slapstick.
Yeah, it's mostly been gross out rather than slapstick.
See, I don't find that particularly amusing. A dude casually bleeding out in the water. Which is probably not a good idea to do if someone is bleeding profusely.
Yeah, because, leeches.
Well, not even leeches, just I feel like I've read somewhere that it's either cold water or hot water. One of them's really bad for blood. Or when you're bleeding, I should say.
Yeah, because it stops you from healing, and it just lets you bleed out.
Ugh. Really? After all that?
Yeah, she's the one that gets the reprieve from getting completely slapstick. She just gets one black eye and that's it.
I'm just kind of annoyed that the entire episode's premise has been like, no, I'm ready, and then she goes to actually do the thing finally. Oh, no, she's not ready. It's like, oh, cool, that's a fucking great payoff. What the fuck? Oh, is this meant to be like a nature doc? What? Is this the actual voice actors then?
So it would seem. Yeah, I think it might actually be based on actual explorers, but... Like, that's actually a way better show than what actually happened.
Yeah, I'd watch a fucking 15, 20 minutes long of this.
Oh, man.
Oh, I really want to hug one.
Is our favourite moment going to be the fucking credits?
Maybe. Oh, I don't like tarantulas.
A tarantula?
You see the difference between emos and goths? Eyeliner. That's a cool looking bird.
It was, yeah.
Man, I love nature. I love nature, I love animals. I don't like a cartoon dedicated entirely to poo gags. Funny that. We're on the foreign language credits now.
Yeah, it's all in Swomy.
They always like to say Swomy even when it's not Swomy up on the screen.
Yeah, because it's a language whose name of the language I know in the language. I think it's like Finnish or whatever.
It's Finnish, you're correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when I used to watch fucking DVDs at the end, it was always like, what the fuck is Swomy and why is there weird dots over the eye?
Yep. Swomy.
Suomi ain't no country I ain't never heard of, boy. They speak English in Suomi? No. Well, I don't know. We know enough Finnish people who speak very confident English.
Dude, they speak better English than I do.
Yeah, but that's because you're Northern. That's fine. You're Northern, I'm common as shit, therefore our English accents suck. But yeah, that was a fucking episode. I've got to confess, wasn't a big fan. I don't know if I'm going to keep watching it, but what were your thoughts, Rick?
It wasn't a very good first episode. I don't know if it gets any better. It didn't make a very good first impression, but the thing is, like we said, just at the end, the bit at the end where it shows what appears to be the voice actors or the characters that the characters are based off of just hanging around chatting mad shit about nature, that just looks like a better show.
It gives me Crocodile Hunter vibes.
Yeah.
The parts where Steve Owen wasn't out in the wild fucking with nature, where he was in his zoo and just saying, this is what we got, mate.
I think America's got a show, I think it's called like something like Zoo Boo Mafu or something, and it's basically, just a civilian zoo's worth of shit happening on stage in a studio with experts talking about why this animal is cool.
I can appreciate it, I'll say that much.
Yeah. They used to have things like that happening every week on kids' programs anyway, but it was like for 5 minutes rather than the premise of the entire show.
Yeah, there is a show on Netflix which I've not watched yet, but it's on my to-watch list, and that is Nature, You're Weird.
Okay.
It's named something along those lines, and it's got a very sassy woman narrating over it, where it's just like, look at this weird shit, basically.
Man, it sounds like a real version of the Family Guy gag of, damn nature, you scary.
Man, one of my favourite bits on that is when a cheetah takes someone down and the guy narrating just goes, man, if that thing's in my living room, kill it. It's so fucked up.
That weird rat little thing just got ate.
Dude, if you want a good time, go onto YouTube and type in Snoop Dogg narrating over animal documentary bits.
Oh boy.
There's one where it's a snake and a mongoose. Is that mongooses? It's so funny, and it's a little bit adorable as well, because it's just a normal dude who doesn't know fuck all about animals talking about animals as they do shit in front of him. It's fucking funny. And it's Snoop Dogg, so he's probably fucking high.
Yeah, let's be honest.
But yes, that was the first episode of Venture Beast. I wasn't too impressed. I don't know if I'll watch more.
Yeah. Apparently I have technically watched the next 2 episodes, but I think I was asleep through them, so...
Doesn't speak wonders. But yeah, so without further ado, Rick, what's your favourite moment?
My favourite moment was probably Dietrich coughing up an entire hot dog in fear when he was on the boat. It wasn't a very fun moment, but it was cute. It shows that he's a fucking coward, and the fact that the show is not afraid to give us a little bit of gross out.
Dude, before that moment, we already had the main character take a parasite-infested poo out of a zebra.
Yeah, but that was a thing that existed in the world. A hot dog coming out entirely fully formed is something that doesn't exist in the world, so it showed us something that was completely absurdist. So yeah, it helped us set the tone of the show. How about you? What was your favourite moment?
You called it when it happened. The live action bit at the end was probably the most entertaining part for me.
Yeah, let's be honest.
It was just people shooting the shit while animals were randomly walking about the studio. It was cool.
Like, that's the actual best moment. If I had to pick one from the show, it'd be the hot dog, but in terms of actual best moments, that would have made a better show.
One day there's going to be a show we watch, and what's the best moment? It fucking ended. But yes, on that miserable note, do you have a weakest link?
My weakest link is that I don't think that BTG is a very compelling character within the show, and I don't think he helps to drive the show in a positive way so far. But yeah, how about you? Do you have a weakest link?
My weakest link is the fact that it's partially your fault, Rick. Sorry. You described it as Wild Thornberrys, but adult. Nah.
You were hoping for Nigel Thornberry.
Yeah, I was hoping for someone who is...
smashing.
Yeah, someone who doesn't, I don't know, a bit more of a realistic Nigel Thornberry, but this is just absurdity.
Yeah, but also they do actually do, like, there's like a tiny nugget of truth in there.
Yeah, but the dude gets mauled by shit every other minute and survives perfectly fine at the end of the episode. It's stupid.
At least they do show you a couple of things that actually matter, like the parasite egrets.
No, it's not enough.
Yeah, totally. I feel you.
Nah, fuck it. MVP.
MVP, I would probably say, is Bonnie, the girl assistant. She does the most to drive the plot. Even though she's a bit of a butt monkey by the end of the plot, she still does the most to drive it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, how about you? Do you have an MVP?
No.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's hard to give an MVP where the episode was crap.
It's hard to give an MVP when you just don't like the show.
Maybe it gets better, I don't know, but the first episode was not fucking stellar.
Dude, it was hard enough to give a favourite moment when both of our favourite moments were essentially the ending credits, which just showed a just better premise, which is probably the 7th time I've said this, but oh well.
It's the 800th, I've been counting.
Yep.
Yes, sorry for the bit of a downer review, guys, but, you know, they can't all be golden. And yes, if you're watching on YouTube, please give us a like, comment, and subscribe down the bottom there, although we really want comments. If you're not watching on YouTube and you're listening via one of our many Audible platforms, then send us an email. Where can they send that email to, Rick?
That's nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yes, and until next week, that's all from us. So keep yourselves happy and keep yourselves safe, guys. We'll see you again next time.
Bye!